the street from a pot shop because something happened and I just want to see what's going on. So just been messing with the Jeep for the last day and a half. I drove it over to the shop. I traded the ambulance for it, drove it to the shop, and it like almost broke down. So I had to do a bunch of stuff to it. I'll put that video out tomorrow. But yeah, it's you know, I heard stories about owning Jeeps, but they're 100% true. They're the biggest pieces of junk ever. But I got the ambulance for free. I traded this straight across. It's lifted. It needs a shock and some other stuff. I changed the oil. I put a water pump and a thermostat and a bunch of work into it already, but it probably like $100 though, so not too bad. And the charger, I'm going to be working on the front subframe this week for that. Also going to be working on the Durango. So if you haven't been watching the GTO videos because you're not like a Chevy person, it's okay. But like I said in that video, I'm waiting on the ATI damper, but it's going to be 4 weeks out. So I'm going to be focusing this whole coming up month on the Durango, getting the body painted and trying to get the charger pretty much knocked out. I want to get it rolling on the suspension. It's really close. The front subframe is really close, and I think it's very doable. So we'll see what happens. Plus I entered that cheap donut maker thing, which I don't know how that's going to turn out. It looks pretty cool. I really just want to get to the finals. So because the finals is like the last two people and they're driving against each other, which will be pretty cool. So I think that'll be like the best thing, because I already know I could drive, and I could drift, I could drag race, and I could road race. So I think that's a really big thing. Man, there's a bunch of cops coming here. I can't wait. Look at this. Look what's going on. Here comes the fuzz. I think something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Man. Oh, man. We got like maybe I should leave. They have like the feds, I think, are coming. I think someone tried to rob the pot shop is what happened. Woo! See, I think someone tried to rob her. But let's see. Yo, love all your videos, my guy. Thanks, I appreciate that. When do you estimate the Charger Magnum build to be finished? Like I've said, it's gonna get finished, but the whole issue with, man, there's a fire truck coming too. The whole issue with me not having all the tools that I need and having to wait on stuff. So, like the front subframe, if it would have just been rear wheel drive, it obviously would have been done a year and a half ago, but because everything drivetrain wise would have just swapped in. But all this extra fabrication to make it all wheel drive, like I've said before, it has just added, so much more time, just because, I don't have all the tools to get to it. And once I send stuff off, I have to wait for it to get here. And then, then it's like the next stage. Then I'm waiting again because I have to, do something else or order something. And it's just one of those things. It is what it is. Fabrication takes a long time if you do it right. If you rush through it, I could have hacked some stuff together. Would have been really easy. But man, there's another fire truck. How many fire trucks do they need? And an ambulance. Jesus. But could have hacked something together, made it work. But that's not me. That's not my channel, and I'm not going to start doing that. If I started to do that, I might as well just go back to my original idea of my channel and just do like whistling diesel stuff. I mean, that's literally what I was doing at the junkyard before, and then I just changed my mind. So and then I wanted cars to be nice, and I didn't want to just go through stuff. And the cop missed a turn and almost rear-ended somebody. Oh, nice. But it's just how I want my channel to be and how I want to present myself. Because if I just wanted to buy a car, buy a built car, go rip it, destroy it, or have somebody build me a car, or just bolt parts on that are I do bolt some parts on, but bolt parts on from like a company or something like that. um, I could be done with stuff really quick. So that's just how I want my channel to be and how I want my projects, because if they're not that way, then they're just like everybody else's. Come visit me at the gun store. Where's the gun store at? Are the LS engines interference engines? Yeah, so, well, especially with that big cam in it, but pretty much any engine that isn't like 8.5 to 1 compression is an interference engine. So anything since like the 90s is interference. So that's not really something that matters anymore. You just kind of know it. I mean, everything is going to be interference, and the good thing about LS is you don't have to worry about the timing chains. They don't have issues usually. So okay, you got the Hellwagon done yet, so you can make it to SEMA 25? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you manufacture all your own parts and do stuff that's unique. I like your videos. Thanks. I appreciate it. Are you going to paint the engine bay green in the Durango also to make it look like it came that color? Man, what the hell is going on? So I'm probably not going to do it at first, just because I don't want to have to pull the engine and drivetrain out. When I end up doing something where I pull the engine and drivetrain, then I'll spray it. It'll just be easier, so I don't have to really worry about it. Plus, on the Durango, it's not like the Charger where you can actually see some of the color of the engine bay. You literally could just see the one top of the strut tower, and that's it. So it's not like something where somebody's gonna open the hood and be like, oh, and then there's so much plastic covering a lot of stuff that you also don't see that the engine bay or the rails or anything are painted. So let's see, what's up, Dave? Builds are coming along great considering supply and shipping. Love the content. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just amazing how bad it is to get stuff right now. So for the LS on the GTO, and I'm not really throwing Texas Speed under the bus, but the first order, I sent them the payment a week and a half before, and then I called them because I didn't get my parts, and they were like, oh, we didn't notice that you paid us. It's like, okay, well, it's like $2,000. Okay, so can you ship it? And so then they shipped it like the day after that, and I was like, okay, this is weird. So then I ordered all the gaskets and stuff from them, and then weeks and weeks go by, and I'm like, what is going on here? So I call him back, and the guy's like, oh, well, our system, we got a new system, and it doesn't show your order anymore. I was like, well, it shows that I paid it here on PayPal, and I sent him everything. And he's like, yeah, okay, I see that. I was like, well, can you ship the stuff? And he's like, no. He's like, we need to find it in the system. So it took 4 days from finding it in the system, and then they shipped it. So, and then the ATI dampers just getting drop shipped from ATI. So that's just going to be, I guess they're waiting on hard anodizing for the hubs. And once those are done, I'll be able to get that. But it's just weird. Companies, I feel like the last 2 years have just got to this point where they drop the ball, and they're okay with it. They just like don't care, or the people that are working for them don't really care about it. They're just like, it's okay. Well, somebody else is going to buy from us. So, and it's just weird because it's the internet. You could just literally go on millions of websites and people sell the same stuff. So And it's been like that with a lot of stuff. I posted my Dodge video for the Chief Donut Maker contest, and this guy commented, he's like, "Oh, well, you throwing Dodge under the bus so many times." And I was like, not really. I didn't throw Dodge under the bus. I threw a dealership under the bus that wrecked my car. Now, it's a totally different thing. But it's just weird. The thought process. People would they would say something on my channel, but in real life, if the same thing happened to them, they would do the same thing that I did. So, or they'd just be mad about it because it didn't get any traction. So, on East Enterprise, where's that at? Anything happening with the Datsun in the future? Yeah, the Datsun is going to get completely redone. So I'm going to have to move shops coming up in the next couple months. So I'm going to be pretty much taking over that whole junkyard, which is going to be, they have to first clear everything out of it. And then I'm going to move everything from my shop down to the junkyard. So then everything's there. I'll have all my tools there. I'm not going to be bouncing around, not having tools, not having my toolbox, not having cars, not having projects. Everything will be available. So, you know, if I want to pull the engine out of the Pulsar and paint the engine bay, I'll do that. I can make a video of it. I can do it quick, get the engine back in it, get it ready to drive, have the lift, not have a bunch of stuff just sitting at the lift, making it so I can't use it. And then I'll be able to have a lot more cars inside and just kind of waiting, or ones that are done. Like the VR4 is pretty close to done. Once I get the paint booth so I can paint the Durango, you know, I'm going to spray. I have a decent driver side skirt, so I'm going to spray the two side skirts, the rest of the other stuff, put the car back together, buff it, and she'll be done. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in the background that I don't make videos about that are pretty important to the channel, which I have been thinking about making videos of that stuff, but it's just, you know, can I make a video of it, and will it do well? So, or do you guys even care about the stuff that's going on? So because just building cars all the time, I've been building the Charger for the past 2 years, and it does get daunting because you're just making progress, but you're still not driving the car. And most people on the videos and stuff, there's a lot of people that are very positive, which I do appreciate, but there are, you know, that group of people that are like, why isn't this thing done? That have probably never, you know, fabricated or painted a car, or, you know, done custom stuff in their life, maybe not even bolted a part on a car, and they're, you know, just bitching at me, which gets old. It gets old really fast. So let's see. Love your videos. The feds are coming. Let's see. What is that? Oh. Let's see. Hello, Dave. Good to see you. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Hi, Dave. How's Trevor? I mean, I just have been kind of keeping to myself. I really don't want to have to yeah, I just want to leave it at that. I just really don't want to be in that group of people anymore because I'm just kind of tired of it. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad, but it was just old. So, you know, I'm one of those people. I have friends pretty much for life, but you know, once it ends, it's done. So that's pretty much it. So let's see. How can I get my 2019 Challenger Red Eye inner chiller to work independently instead of putting on track mode? 2020 and up, you can do it independently. I'd take it to the dealership because it's probably just a programming thing. They could probably go in and they could probably just update Uconnect, and you might, because when they updated my Uconnect when I took my car to the dealership, it was great. everything was the newer display, all the newer features. My my performance pages worked again because they weren't working. Just a bunch of stuff worked. So you may just take it into the dealership and just have them do a what is it called, an update, because the ones where it updates on your phone, it doesn't update everything that they do when you take it to the dealership. As much as I hate taking stuff to the dealership, it's something that sometimes has to be done because they have the factory tools, and that's the only way certain things work. So manual switch or CAN bus. Yeah, you know, the manual switch, it's just, you know, it's really nice when the computer controls it. I mean, if you want to have a manual switch, you could have a manual override switch, which just like looped in, but I would try the dealership first and just try to get it to all work factory. That's like my biggest thing on the charger too. I want to have pretty much all that stuff working factory, so it doesn't have, you know, a bunch of random switches around and stuff like that. Let's see, Robert Walters donated $5. Thanks, man. That's a first. I was wondering if you're going to make a burnout car or truck to be in Cletus and Cars burnout comp. When is that? I mean, I could literally put the GTO together and take it and kill some tires. I could do it with the Hellcat. I'd probably want to do it with something that's like I don't care about, so I could just like smack it in the walls and do crazy stuff like that. Let's see. Are you a fan of the LS platform? Do you see any swaps in the near future? So I have an LS1 in my 240SX as a swap, and then I have the GTO. I really, you know, there's a good thing about all engines. So it's not just, you know, I see people comment that they're like, oh, well, you're not making any Charger videos, you're not making any Dodge content, but it's a V8. I mean, or even if it's a 4-cylinder, they all have their advantages. I mean, they're all unique. So you can't just be like, I mean, you can be, but it's kind of sad when I see people and they're just like, LS is the only engine, Hemi's the only engine. They're all great engines. I mean, some of them, you know, they all have their own issues, but they're all pretty easily fixed, and they all feel way different when you drive them. I mean, Hellcats are great to drive. LSs are great to drive. Corvettes are way different than Hellcats to drive because the tranny's in the rear. You can't just, driving multiple cars is way more fun than just being stuck on one platform. I mean, it just gets old. It's just exhausting. I mean, it's just more fun to go and drive a bunch of different stuff. It's really fun, I think. Let's see. Guess how many parts until we see a finished Hellwagon product? Well, since I've already made, let's see, I've already made all of the adjustable arms from scratch. I've already made the rear subframes from scratch. The front subframe is almost done from scratch. What other channel do you know that makes their own parts like this? I don't think there's one. Even that Mini Cooper, they make a lot of parts, but they don't make, I don't think they've made as many as I have. So, you know, plus I built the whole car. I fabricated the whole car. I made a carbon fiber roof. I made a mold for a carbon fiber roof. That's a lot of work. I mean, it takes car companies years and years and years and years to design a new platform. And it's a custom car. I mean, hot rod shops. I've seen people that have had hot rods built, and it takes like 5 to 6 years to have a hot rod built, like a show quality hot rod. Which the Charger wagon, it's a very nice car. When you look at it, I mean, I'll go up against anybody's paint, and on YouTube, any YouTuber, their paint, and they'll have shops paint their cars. And my Charger wagon is going to be, you know, up there in the top. I won't say it's going to be number one, but it's going to be very high compared to all these other YouTubers that are having companies paint their cars, and they're not really doing much work other than talking, and then people get mad at me for talking. They're like, why are you talking? So I don't know why I'm talking about this. One thing I have stopped doing though is people that like have negative comments on my video, I'm not giving them any attention. I mean, I'm not replying to them. I'm not, doing anything. I mean, if you're gonna write a negative comment, you're just gonna be ignored. So I mean, there is the people that comment good feedback, and I do appreciate that, and I do look at that, but I'll comment back. But there's a lot of times that I have so many comments and so much stuff to do when I'm uploading daily that if you're writing a good comment, it's not that I think it's a bad comment, but yeah, most of the bad comments I've just started ignoring because it's not even worth wasting my time on those comments. I'd rather tell somebody like, thanks for commenting or something like that when they're like pumped about the video, instead of wasting my time on somebody that doesn't really care. So let's see, ever thought of doing something like a Duramax swap on something like an old square body crew cab? So my brown F350, a guy was supposed to trade me $30,000 and a 1,000 horsepower Duramax, like an 07.5 or something, but I still haven't heard from him, because if he'll do that, I'll trade straight across. Well, I mean, not straight across, but with like 30 grand in the truck. So we'll see, maybe I'll have a 1,000 horsepower Duramax, but yeah, I just trade stuff around. It's just more fun that way. Certain things I don't get rid of. Okay, man, I'm anxious to see the Tesla Drive engine in action. That build is going to be crazy. Yeah, I really want to get that done. I'm still waiting on AEM EV. They're supposed to have the drive unit control board done by the beginning of the year, but since everything's been being pushed back just because of supply chain issues, they're still waiting on stuff. So hopefully it comes, but the gas pedal for the Grand Prix will be here this week. So I ordered the one that Holly recommended in the manual. So we shouldn't have any more drive-by-wire throttle body issues. Things should start right up, and then we can take that thing for some rips. I didn't order the extension harness yet. I didn't really want to have to worry about that until I turbo it, because I'm gonna have to rewire a bunch of stuff anyway. I'll just wrap all that wire up and just kind of tuck it so it doesn't get caught anything, and just kind of go from there. Let's see. Any interest in doing a luxury supercars, Lambo, Ferrari, McLaren? If I did anything that was kind of like a supercar, I'd probably do a Noble. I really want to get a Pantera. I don't know if that's considered a supercar. I guess it's more like a classic. And I don't know, there's a bunch of different cars I want. I don't know if I'd ever get like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, just because I don't know if I really would fit into that crowd, because just how I am. I don't know. I can't wait for more VR4 content. I know, I've been messing with stuff over at my shop, and it's such a nice car. It's just like sitting there. I started a month ago, but it's such a nice car, and I just wish that I had like everything together so I could just cruise it around when I needed to. But then I'd be afraid because someone would probably T-bone me, and I'd just be mad with all the work I put into it. Let's see. Love your enthusiasm and content with the wagon. Allow me a unique build suggestion. LS swapped SRX all-wheel drive sport. Front base is ugly. See no one attempt such a build, sort of SRXV, which never existed. That'd be interesting. Right now though, so that'd be a really cool project, but right now I'm trying to finish a bunch of stuff, so I'm trying not to take on any more projects. I'm trying, but I traded the van for the Jeep, so the Jeep technically isn't taking on another project. Let's see. Except it's harder to turn traction control off now, Dave. Traction control off. I'm not sure. What do you mean? Can't wait to see the GTO project. I can't wait to drive it. I was really hoping to have the ATI damper when I got the other parts. And it's just like, I have to wait again. Hey Dave, any plans on starting a business? I remember you talking about starting one a while ago. Not sure if you have or haven't yet. No, I really haven't. I'm gonna have that empty shop once I move everything to the Junkyard, and I may start a business out of there. Just it's gonna be like not car related, not really. It's just gonna be kind of let's see. Oh no, Chris said something and I'm trying to read what it said. Oh, oh yeah, the traction control actually works now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe just using that as kind of a storefront to start a business. So we'll see. So with all the different engines, when is the Coyote project happening? So I kind of want to get a old caddy, like the suicide door ones, and do like either a supercharged Coyote or maybe even just like fully electric Tesla swap. So but I think that'd be cool, like on bags and stuff, and all nice. That would be a lot of body work. But those cars, I've always liked them. I've always liked the dual, the front door and then the rear suicide door. And then if you get rid of, I guess if you use the stuff from a convertible, is what my friend Josh was saying, you can pretty much have no center beam, and it just looks really, really slick. So that may end up happening if I can find one. Let's see. Love your content. Do not put yourself in a box. You plan build a lot for power. Do you have interest in efficiency or all around daily vehicles? Love the Charger, but wish on my days I'm not having fun I could get some more efficiency. I don't know, my Hellcat isn't that, I guess it kind of depends, but my Hellcat, I feel like the fuel economy isn't that bad when I'm just driving it around. Even, when I drive it around, I probably am ripping it about 25% of the time. So, I mean, I'm getting around almost 20 miles per gallon. So it's not horrible for a supercharged V8 that makes 700 horsepower. So, I mean, I don't know, 4 cylinders, they get about the same. I don't know. I've never really, since high school, I haven't really worried about the whole gas issue stuff, because you just have to buy gas anyway. So it's just an expense at the end of the day. Agree, just keep it in mind. Hey Dave, it was my wife's birthday and we are big fans of your channel. Would you wish her a happy birthday for me? Thanks. Happy birthday, Robin. There you go. How you doing? Tesla Model 3, performance for efficiency, 1 gallon worth, goes 160 miles. There is a project that I have been talking about with my friend Chris, and it's to make, well, there's actually a guy doing one now, but I think I thought about this initially before, because we did it. I used to do like this for Cummins, but do a generator that powers a battery pack, and then that powers the drive units. So there's a guy doing that with like a super huge one in a semi truck, which the generator is like I think it's like a 50 kilowatt generator, which he doesn't need something that big. But so I don't know, that may happen. That would be really efficient, because you could run something at 1 RPM, then you'll still have all the torque. But it's gonna happen sometime. Any plans for making a hybrid car with both electric motor and gas engine, and all-wheel drive build with 4 Tesla motors and a V8? So I'm doing the Grand Prix. It has the whole reason I did the Grand Prix project. It's not because I love Grand Prix. It's because the Grand Prix GXP came with the LS in it. factory, front wheel drive. I put a better tranny in it so I wouldn't have to worry about blowing it up. And then I'm gonna put that Model X big boy drive unit in the rear. So it'll be like almost 800 out of the rear, 800 out of the front, and hopefully it runs and drives great, because it's gonna accelerate insane. So that has been, since I got the Grand Prix, that has been the plan. That's why I got the Tesla drive unit, then I bought the Grand Prix, and then I've just been kind of trying to get moving forward on that project. But it probably wasn't the best platform to do this on. So, but we're gonna do it, and it's gonna happen. But once I get that board, we'll get the drive unit functioning with the battery pack, and then we'll do the splicing and all the CAN bus stuff, which is gonna be probably a nightmare. If you want to convert something to all-wheel drive that didn't already have a platform in the family, Trackhawk, how would you go about doing it? Research either all-wheel drive systems to rip from the platforms, etc. From the Trackhawk is all-wheel drive. What do you mean? The easiest way, the Charger project would have been a lot faster if I had a 3D scanner and was able to 3D scan everything and design it in SolidWorks. But since I don't, I can't do that. So that would be the easiest way to convert something all-wheel drive, is to pretty much 3D scan the platform, 3D scan the donor platform, and then 3D scan each component to transfer it over. Then you can make brackets, and you can figure out what you have to modify, and etc. It's a lot easier. Okay. How do you fund your projects? So my projects are all funded by me, but it's mostly stocks. It's mostly wheeling and dealing, I guess, and some YouTube. So right now the stock market is way down, but you know, I'm still doing it. But it's one of those things. The more views you get, the better it is. So once I get the Charger done, hopefully we get somewhere. What's up, Dave? What's going on with the ambulance? So the ambulance is gone. I'm driving the Jeep. I traded the ambulance for the Jeep, and then the Jeep almost broke down on the side of the road, and I fixed the Jeep yesterday, and so far she drives great now, other than driving like a Jeep. But there'll be a video tomorrow on the ambulance trade, which I think I got the better end of the deal, because the ambulance was big. It ran and drove, but I had to put another turbo on it because the turbo blew up, and I don't know. I thought it was a good turbocharger, but I guess it wasn't. So sounds like an awesome idea. Thanks. Are you close to finishing this front subframe yet? So I'm going to tack some stuff in tomorrow, and then I need to send off I probably should have done it last week, but I need to send off the next set of CAD files so I can get all that stuff cut. And that should be the last order of stuff that I need cut, and then we can get everything welded up. So it should be, you know, after tomorrow, hopefully by Monday, the next Monday, I can get everything welded up on both subframes, get them ready to powder coat. And you know, I've been saying this, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So what's the car you are in right now? Looks classy. It's a Jeep XJ. That's what I traded the ambulance for. It's definitely a it's not nice, but it's not nice. So it's not bad. Let's say that. You can 3D scan using your iPhone. I don't have an iPhone, prefer Extra later, and there are several apps you can use. I've used Scanny Pro several times. You know, those they work okay, but the resolution isn't the best. Do you think we'll see the 3000 GT again anytime soon? I saw it today. Probably sometime, probably in the next month or so, because I'm going to be moving everything to the junkyard. Agree on gas is just an expense. Just a bummer seeing new full-size trucks getting similar. I like the idea of a power boost drivetrain in a Magnum, as someone else suggested, hybrid drive. Yeah, so I talked to the engineer for Dodge at SEMA, and he was 100% against me. I told him, just keep the Hellcat V8, because they want to get rid of it. Just keep it, turbo it, they have that 8-speed hybrid tranny that they put on the Jeep 4-cylinders. They could literally have a 1200 horsepower Hellcat that gets like 50 miles per gallon, but I don't know why they don't do it. It'd be great. It'd be the fastest supercar, and it's not even a supercar. How close to painting the Durango? I am not that close. So I sanded everything in 180, and I did a few more skims, which there was a few little spots that I really didn't like how they looked. So those are good now, but I need to prime it. Hopefully I can get that done either tomorrow or Tuesday. So I'm trying to bust out a bunch of different stuff, the Charger and the Durango. So hopefully I can get that done Tuesday, and then I'll probably wait like 3 or 4 days, and then I'll sand in 320 and she'll be ready to spray. Striker green. Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. They need you. I hope so. I mean, the one thing about it is there's a lot of people there's going to be 10,000 people that they're going to have to select from at the in that competition. So hopefully it's me, because if you win, whoever wins gets to sit down with Dodge's engineers. Who would be better than me to sit down with Dodge's engineers? Who wants the Hellcat V8 to stay alive? Like, who wants the V8s and like Dodge V8s? I could keep them alive, but it's probably just going to go to somebody that, you know, who knows, that just is like I don't know, a personality that doesn't really know much, doesn't really build cars, doesn't really do much of anything. So I'm not expecting to win, but it'd be cool to get the finals. If I get to the driving part, I know I'll win. So when do you think the Charger will be done? I have no clue. You need a Hellcat schoolie. That'd be funny. Exactly. Power boost is scat pack power, but you save more fuel for the fun when stuck in traffic. Yeah, the thing people don't really realize is if it has power. So let's take the hybrids. They're slow. Most of them are slow, but it's because they have like a 90 horsepower engine on them. That's why they're slow. If you had like a 700 horsepower engine and then you have another 300 horse of electric assist, it's not bad. So I'll probably pick a dummy who has no idea about anything to do with automotive stuff. I have no clue what's gonna happen. Oh man. Ooh, this cop's gonna get this guy. Oh man. This dude just ran up. Oh, what an idiot. man. Dude. Oh man, the pot shop's going down right now. Let's see. One of my favorite dreams is turning a bad, mediocre car into a good one. Maybe a Subaru SVX, manual conversion, and custom tuning. Yeah, I really, as heavy as those cars are, I really want one. I really do want one because they're just an interesting, unique car. I have this thing where I like unique things. It doesn't have to be like a fast car. It doesn't. There's a lot of different unique things about different cars, which intrigues me. So, man, that guy was dumb. Like, why do you do that? Oh man, you're a great fit for the donut maker. Best of luck. Thanks. I really think I would do a good job. I know how to present myself well. I know, the engineering behind Dodge. I know engineering in general. I know how corporations work and how to, in corporate environments, how you need to act and be. I mean, there was these people commenting on my video about this other guy that entered, and he's probably like the only other person right now that I was really worried about. But then if you read the rules, which you should do before you make a video for a competition, it says no illegal stuff. And like, I don't know how he did it, but his first video was him all street drifting, and that was it. And then he uploaded another video, I guess, which doesn't have any of that in there. So I don't know how he did that, because I don't know, it doesn't make sense, because it literally says in the rules you can only upload one video. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. And the police after me. About all-wheel drive, hypothetically speaking, you say you want an all-wheel drive Mustang like the Unicorn, but you're not going to build everything from scratch. There is no similar Ford platform. Where do you start? The biggest issue with all-wheel drive swaps is not really, it depends on how you do it. It's not really the front and the rear subframe. It's making the transfer case fit and getting everything to work. The suspension geometry part of it, depending on how far you want to go into it, there's quite a bit to think about. So you have to make sure your suspension geometry is going to be correct. You have to worry about axles and axle angles and where you're going to place the front differential, depending on what all-wheel drive system you use. Some of them have the front diff and the oil pan, which is sometimes really nice, because then you really have to just worry about, mounting the engine, having the axle come out of the right spot. But then after you get all that stuff mounted, if you move stuff like I did, you have to make a different drive shaft. I'm going to have to make a front and the rear drive shaft. I'm going to have to make a bunch of different stuff. So that being said, there's not really any easy way to make something all-wheel drive. It's just, you could like hack something together and it could work, but it's most likely going to break a lot. They're cool. Thanks. Okay. To be honest, I want Dodge to go out with a bang and make a production drag car. What are your thoughts on a Dodge Ram Charger with two-door full-size SUV from Chrysler that competed against Ford and Chevy? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, because I really don't pay attention to that stuff. Time to make the donuts. So yeah. But I'm gonna end the video here because I need to. It's almost been, it's over half an hour. I need to get some other stuff done today, and I need to drive the Jeep back to the shop. and do some other stuff. So before you you go off on your days, I would appreciate it if you all went and watched, if you haven't already, went and watched my Chief Donut Maker video, just so I could get more views. I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna pick the people, but I'm guessing it's gonna have to do with who has the most views and presents himself the best out of those views. So you know, if I could get more views, I'd appreciate it. If you could share it, I'd appreciate it. But that's gonna be the end of this video. I'll have a Jeep video tomorrow, and as always, see you guys next time.